Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jun here with Hapa Eikai wa, and joining me today is Micah. What's up, Micah?
Hey, June. How's it going? Hello, everybody. How you doing today?
So today, Micah, swear words.
Oh,
Swear words.
oh no.
You never swear, do you?
Never. No, of course.
Never,
well, it
right?
depends. Is my mother watching?
Never in front of your mother.
Never in front of my mother.
Never,
No, she would be very angry at me if I were to swear in front of her.
So let's talk about swear words, because swear words obviously are bad words that you're not supposed to use in everyday conversation. And yet you and I know, we both know that when you're living here in the United States or when you're hanging out with your friends, you hear it all the time. Or at least I hear it all the time. Maybe I have friends that, speak very poorly, but, I think swearing is part of our everyday conversation here in the United States. But the tricky part is when it comes to students learning English as a second language, should they use it or not? So first off, Micah, how often do you swear?
Me, myself, never.
You,
no.
yeah.
Okay. No, of course. Yeah, I do swear sometimes. But I would say normally only when I'm with my friends, or if I'm by myself and I stub my toe or something, I might impulsively or instinctively just shout out a swear word. But yes, I do swear from time to time, but it is, depending on who my audience is. There are certain people, certain situations where I would find it, and everyone in the situation would find it very inappropriate for me to swear. So, for example, in front of kids, that would be one of the main ones that I would avoid swearing in front of kids, because you do not want to be the first person to teach someone else's kid their first swear word. That's kind of an awkward situation. And of course, professionally at work, in front of colleagues or coworkers and things like that, I would not swear either.
So when you said you use swear words with friends, so I think when you are learning English as a second language or as a foreign language, there's kind of this concept that swear words are like bad words. When you use swear words with your friends, is it bad in your definition? Like for example, like when you like stub your toe and let's say you like drop the F-bomb or something like that.
Right.
Is that in that context a bad meaning that you're using it in, or is it just a replacement for ouch with like an emphasis?
Right. It's just a more powerful ouch, it doesn't have any sort of like bad connotation to it in that context. It's a very delicate subject, and it really depends on what word you're using. There's different swear words, and depending on the different context, like some can be appropriate and some can be not appropriate. Yeah. And some can be more offensive and some can be less offensive. So it seems like a very low level topic, but this actually can be very complex.
Exactly. Because I guess when you direct a swear word towards somebody, right, then that could, be a very offensive remark. Like this person is trying to like personally attack me or verbally attack me or whatever it is, right? But if, with my friends, for example, I mean, sometimes I guess like in a joking way, you might say like F you to your friends or something like that. Right. But, it's never in the context of like, I'm really upset or angry with you. There's kind of like this joking around feel to it, right? When you're using with your friends, at least.
Yes, and I would use them exclusively with friends that I feel very, very close to, because you need enough time with someone where they would know that you're just joking. This is what we would call banter, friendly banter, where you're just sort of like poking fun at each other in a friendly, affectionate way. It can take the form of an expression of affection, I think, in some cases. So if it's a new friend or someone that I have only hung out with a few times, I would avoid using swear words. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm not going to lie. I mean, sometimes I'll like meet people for the first time and that there's certain people that's just the way they talk all the time. Right. Now I want to move on to the second question. So if swear words, cuss words are so common, I don't know if I want to say so common, but if it's commonly used in everyday English, is it okay for students who are learning English as a second language to use them in everyday conversation?
That's a really good question. And I think my advice to students of English when they want to try to use a swear word is almost the same advice as I would give a native speaker. You have to spend some time with people and read the situation. If a lot of people around you are using swear words and they're using them towards you in a fun and friendly way, that is sort of your cue that it would be okay to do so. I would not go into a situation being like, oh, this is like a fun party and I'm going to be super fun and casual. And I'm just going to be like, bah, 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 spitting cuss words everywhere and show everybody that I'm a laid back, cool guy.
Yeah.
Like that's going to get a lot of people, it's going to be a little shocking and abrasive maybe. And it may sound like you said, some people that you meet, you were like, wow, they use a lot of swear words. Sometimes that can come across as, what would you say, kind of trashy? Yeah. So I think especially when you're meeting people for the first time, even if it's a party in a casual atmosphere, I would wait to read the room, wait to see how everyone is talking towards you and use that as a cue to move appropriately. As a general rule, I would avoid it.
Okay.
As a student of English. And just know that if you're going to open that Pandora's box, if you're going to open that door, proceed with caution, do so at your own risk, so, but in general, I would avoid it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I tell my students. It's good to understand what it means, but you don't have to go out of your way to use it, because when you are, somebody that's learning English as a second language, in a sense, it's kind of forced, right? You're kind of thinking about like when to use it. You're like thinking like, oh, this is the right situation to use it, and you use it. And when you are a native speaker, you kind of know that like it was a forced F word or an S word that came out right there. It just wasn't natural, and you just know that, right?
Yeah, you want to avoid that, and that's exactly like you said. Like swearing and using these bad words is like fundamental native English. Like usually just native level people use it because it's something that has to come out naturally.
Yeah.
And when you're experimenting with the language, anything that you try is a conscious effort. And so using a swear word is going to come out sounding forced, and you might get strange reactions. People might laugh, or they might find it very surprising. But I think there are many cases that it would kind of mess with the flow of a conversation if someone tries to force a swear word into it.
Just a quick question to you. Like if you did hear a student who is learning English as a foreign language use quite a lot of cuss words in their everyday conversation, like as a native speaker, how would that like make you feel?
I don't know. Like, I think it might be a little awkward.
Yeah.
But I would definitely be like, this is a character. This is a character. I have a lot of questions for this person.
Yeah. And I think that's how I would feel too, is it might make me feel a bit awkward in the beginning, maybe a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning. Because it probably just doesn't sound natural within the context of the conversation. And that's what makes swearing, using swear words in everyday conversation such a tricky thing. So learn it, understand it, but I think our recommendation here is don't force it.
Absolutely.
And if you start feeling comfortable enough, then with your close friends, you could practice, but don't overuse it, because I think it does kind of make you look kind of trashy in a sense.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys found this video useful today. Don't forget, Micah is an awesome teacher on Cafe Talk. All of his information is listed in the description below, or you can go to cafetalk.com and find him there. Micah, thank you very much.
Thank you, June.
Bye, guys.